Hey, this is Bill Steffen. Thanks for joining me. We're going to talk about the weather for the rest of the week, which on the whole is looking pretty good. A little gloomy out here this Tuesday morning, and there are some scattered showers about, but things will be improving, and we got great weather shaping up here for Tulip time, the big parades for Thursday and Saturday. Well, some interesting information to pass along to you. I thought since it was May the 6th, I'm hoping we're done with snow. So let's take a look at some of the season snowfall totals. We have not only the normal National Weather Service outfit that takes snow measurements out at the airport, and they do a great job with that. We have people that measure the snow for us in Lansing, Muskegon, Kalamazoo, and a number of other people that do it on their own too. So let's take a look at some of these totals here, and you can make a copy of this, or you can bounce this to some of your friends. There's some interesting totals here. First of all, in Michigan, in general, there was more snow north than south. There was above average snowfall once you got from about Ludington to the north, and below average snowfall to the south of there. Scottville, the only place to reach 100 inches here for the winter. Hart, 88.8. Holland, now we have a measurement from Holland at 78.6, and that was just slightly above the season snowfall for Muskegon and for Grand Haven. But you can see the lakeshore areas did get more. We got a 66.4 total for 5 miles northwest of Battle Creek, and that was an area that had a couple of pretty good lake effect bands go overhead. So they're a little higher than some of the surrounding areas. 63.8 inches at Grand Rapids. We had 50 inches at Niles, 49.9 at Gull Lake. Now, if we go to the next slide, we have the 49.9 at Gull Lake. And we can show you that the total here at, I believe it was Hastings. We can go to the next slide here. We'll be able to show you Big Rapids, 49.8. So just 1/10 difference there between Gull Lake and Big Rapids. Hastings, about 4 feet of snow there. Kalamazoo, there were a couple of different measurements from Kalamazoo. The National Weather Service uses one that was about 32, 33. We've used snow measurements from Western Michigan University. I believe they are our geography students there that take those. And they wound up with 46 inches. They were a little bit farther northwest. Lansing with about 3 feet. Same with Charlotte, 30 inches in Ionia. And Lowell at 29. Coldwater down in Branch County had 27.5. And if you take a look at Hillsdale, they were the place that had the snow repellent that they sprayed around, and they didn't quite make it to 20 inches. 19.6 was their total. So those are all the season snowfall totals. Had a couple places up in the UP that had over 300 inches of snow this winter, and we'll come up with a list for the UP stations here in the next couple of days or so. I thought this was kind of interesting. At noon today, that's a satellite picture, which is over on the right side. You can see where there were some areas like Ludington that were totally sunny, and there were some places like Grand Rapids that were totally overcast. And it was kind of interesting to see how temperatures got warmer the farther north you go, which is kind of unusual. Battle Creek, Grand Rapids, each with 55, but out on the pier at Muskegon, right around all that cold water, the temperature there was 1 degree warmer at 56. Fremont had 58, 3 degrees warmer than Grand Rapids. Look at Ludington at 62. That was 7 degrees warmer than Grand Rapids, and you could drive from Grand Rapids to Traverse City, and it would be almost 10 degrees warmer, 64. And up in the UP, Ironwood had sunshine and 68 degrees. So kind of a topsy-turvy temperature regime here for noon on Monday. Well, let's take a look right now at what's ahead here for us. First of all, severe weather threat down in the south. Once again, same area down in Texas is going to get hit. And this is mainly for hail and wind, though an isolated tornado or two is certainly possible, but some large hail a possibility. Slight risk and also includes heavy rain and flooding, and we'll show you in a little bit where the heavy flooding will occur. But on the East Coast, there's a marginal area. That's just level 1, but that same area getting more severe weather. Hasn't Pennsylvania had severe weather like every day for the last week? Some part of Pennsylvania's gotten nailed. They continue to try and catch up with getting the power restored to everybody there. All right, we're going to take a look at the severe weather outlook area for Wednesday, and you can see it's still down in Texas, where they have that marginal risk from the Rio Grande up through the Houston area over to around Beaumont or so. But no thunderstorms for West Michigan here on Wednesday or Thursday or Friday or Saturday or Sunday, the way it looks at this point in time. Well, we're going to take a little short break right now and hear from our sponsors. Here's Michelle.
Need a fast, efficient, and affordable cleaning service? Complete Care Concierge has you covered. Serving all of West Michigan, we offer one-time, daily, weekly, and bi-weekly cleans, plus move in, move out. We also service apartment hallways and laundry rooms. Our work is guaranteed, gift cards are available, and we even clean on weekends. There's no better way to say I love you than giving a tired mom a break from dishes and laundry. Are you a busy professional? Pamper yourself by taking vacuuming and dusting off your plate. Office manager, keep your business looking and feeling its very best. Call 616-264-1397 today for a spotless space and total peace of mind.
When your home needs help, you might not know where to start. Why not ask Ace? We're always here to help with Ace Handyman Services. Our talented craftsmen handle everything from drywall and carpentry to doors and kitchens. We're the neighbors you trust to get the job done right. Let's get started. Book your handyman appointment today. Ace Handyman Services, bringing helpful to your home.
Ace is the place with the helpful hardware, folks.
Our headlines. Rain today will be mainly in the morning, but there's still a chance for a shower during the afternoon. Gray for much of the day, but there could be just a smidgen of sunshine late in the day. Mostly dry weather is expected here from Wednesday through Saturday, with just very slight chances for showers Wednesday afternoon and again Saturday afternoon. But most of us will not see that. Seasonable temperatures expected. Average high temperature now is about 66, and we'll be a little underneath that here today with the clouds and the rain, but temperatures should be warming back up above 70 degrees here as we approach the weekend, and it should be great weather for Tulip time and for the Riverbank Run. Well, let's take a look at some interesting notes here. First of all, the Whitecaps are home this week. They're versus Lansing, and both the Whitecaps and Lansing have great records. I think the Whitecaps, if I'm not mistaken, are 17-10. Lansing's like 16-11. So if you want to see some good baseball, head out to LMCU Ballpark. That is at 6:35 start time. It's still probably going to be mostly cloudy. I think the rain will taper off by then, and the seats will be drying off and whatnot. So it should be pretty good. And much of the rest of this week, they should be able to get in all their games between now and next Sunday. Okay, rainfall across the country. Wow, look at down in Texas and Louisiana, especially down into parts of Mississippi. Red color indicates 4 inches of rain in the next 3 days. So they're really going to get inundated with some showers. And you can see the precipitation extending back up into the Rockies. Look at Arizona. 3/4, 7/8 of the state there is going to be seeing precipitation and chilly temperatures for them, and relatively chilly. Much of the daytime will be in the 70s instead of up around 90, where they often are here at this time of year. And you can see the heavier rain toward New England there. Anything that's yellow is over an inch over a 3-day period here. And that little swirl extends back toward Michigan. If we zoom in a little bit here with our next slide, we'll be able to show you the rain activity there. During the early morning hours today, there'll be more rain around Lansing and Jackson, Alma perhaps, and less rain as you go west. And in fact, there are 5 different shades of green there, with the darker green seeing areas where there could see up to an inch of rain, and areas in that lightest shade of green north of Muskegon only seeing anywhere from 1/100 of an inch to 1/10 of an inch. So that's the rain story for today. More rain as you head east and less as you head to the west. Snowfall. Wow. Take a look at this. Well, winter storm warning in effect until 6 a.m. Wednesday. And look at what the National Weather Service in Pueblo says. Heavy snow expected. Total snow accumulations between 1 and 2 feet. Not inches, but feet. With local amounts of up to 3 feet possible over the highest peaks. And add the winds gusting to about 35 miles an hour. You're going to see drifting. And it will be pretty difficult to get through those mountains. I would assume they'll try and keep the interstates open, but wow, that's a pretty good snowstorm for any month of the year, much less the month of May out there in Denver, Colorado. You can see the snow extending up into Wyoming, up into Montana. Even the highest elevations of the mountains of Arizona should be seeing a little bit of snow from this system that's coming on through. And that will stay pretty much south of us. I don't see any Gulf moisture getting up here between Wednesday and probably the following Wednesday. So a drier period shaping up. Okay, let's move on. Take a look at today's weather. We may struggle to 62 once the rain stops. For much of the day, it'll only be in the 50s here. So light jacket, maybe a raincoat. Umbrella might come in handy here during the morning. Temperatures early be around 49. Not terribly cold out there, but that northwest wind will be coming in off the lake, and that means temperatures near Lake Michigan will be cooler. If we're 62 in Grand Rapids, it may not get past about the low 50s right by the water. Humidity only falls to about 75% here this afternoon. And let's take a look at high temperatures then for the next several days. Today, I think we can reach low 60s here. You can see that yellow area extending up toward Traverse, where it'll be in the low 60s for highs. A little bit cooler as you go south. It'll probably be a couple degrees cooler in Kalamazoo than it will be in Grand Rapids. And you can see it's warmed up in the UP. Look at parts of upper Michigan, especially the southern part of upper Michigan away from the lake, seeing temperatures approaching the 70s here. Okay, let's take a look at Wednesday and show you the some of the temperatures here for Wednesday. I think we're all up into the low 70s or so in the afternoon, but it will be cooler near Lake Michigan, and it will be cooler in the UP. While some of those areas should see temperatures in the 70s on Tuesday, they'll be back into the 40s and 50s on Wednesday, while we're actually a few degrees warmer here in southern lower Michigan. Finally, Thursday, that's the big Kinder Parade in Holland. They've combined the Wednesday and Thursday parades. They used to do three of them, the Folks Parade and the Kinder Parade. They will still declare the streets need some scrubbing, so they'll be doing some of that. You can see all the wonderful kids in their Dutch costumes. Parades start at 2 o'clock in Holland, both Thursday and on Saturday. So Thursday looks like a nice day. It should be sunny. Grab the sunblock. All you fair-haired Dutch people, like I have a little bit of Dutch blood in me, but not a lot. But I am on the fair side, so I use sunblock. I try and get sunblock that's over 30. In fact, the one I'm using right now is at 50 SPC, or SPF. That's what it is, sun protection factor. All right, let's take a look at the 5-day forecast then. 80% chance of showers here during the morning for Grand Rapids, probably about 40% for Oceana Mason County. 62 this afternoon, a bit cooler near the lake. Wednesday, 20% chance of rain. I didn't put any raindrops in that icon because I think most of us are going to stay dry, but we'll have to keep an eye on things. It does reach the low 70s. Slightly cooler here Thursday and Friday, back into the 60s. And then we're back up to 70 or so on Saturday, though it'll probably be in the 60s in Holland for the parade. Chance of rain on Saturday is at 15%. So about the only real significant chance of rain is right here during the morning hours. Long-range outlook, we are singing the same tune that we have here for a couple of weeks now. Above average temperatures are expected over the Great Lakes and Northeast, and below normal temperatures in the western U.S. And taking a look at the rainfall expected during that 8 to 14 day period, May 13th through the 19th. We're going to be seeing rainfall over the 7-day period, slightly below average, but keep in mind that's over 7 days, and that below average area has been shifting a little bit to the east. So I would not be surprised if we see some rain around the 17th to 19th or so. We'll have a couple of rounds of showers and storms. But in the meantime, I'm not seeing any general frost or freeze out there. If you'd like to, head to your flower store and pick up something to plant, I think we're pretty much good to go with that. Though it'll be a while until some of the fields get worked over because there's still a touch on the muddy side. All right, well, let's take a look at this. We talked about this last night, Michelle and I. Michelle is at work right now, but we talked about comparing New York City and Mexico City, of Cinco de Mayo and all of that stuff. And lo and behold, they're pretty similar in terms of general population. New York City, 8.8 million. Mexico City has 9.2 million. Mexico City lives in a really amazing little spot. It's got some mountains around it, so the air tends to hang up there, and it's susceptible to seeing times of pollution. Fortunately, cars don't pollute quite like they did when I was a kid, but whatnot. But it's a very comfortable city. There are so many days during the year when the temperatures are in the mid-upper 70s during the afternoon in Mexico City, and they don't get a lot of cold weather or a lot of really hot weather there. It's just really a wonderful climate to live in. All right, let's move on and take a look at May 6th in history. 1889, the Eiffel Tower opened to the public. You can go to Paris and see an Eiffel, that is for sure. And of course, the iconic landmark along with the Notre Dame Cathedral for the city of Paris. In 1994, the Channel Tunnel opens. It is sometimes called the Channel, and that crosses from France into England. And it was quite an engineering feat, but that opened up 31 years ago in 1994. Birthdays on this date: Maximilien Robespierre, Orson Welles, remember War of the Worlds, Bob Seger from Michigan. He has a famous weather song called Against the Wind, and just a great talent. And he's getting up there right now. He's older than I am, but really has left us with some really great music. Tony Blair, Prime Minister of England and the UK, born in the state in 1953, and actor George Clooney in 1961. Some other interesting information and pictures for you to share. See if we can show you that. This is from Monica, who took some pictures, I believe, in the Holland area, that looks like. The tulips are looking great. You can see a variety of flowers there on the left side, and the purple tulips on the right side there. Just a beautiful day. And of course, we have lots to come. If you want to head to Holland, check out the tulips. There's blossoms that are going. There's the tulip lanes where they plant tulips along the sides of the boulevards, and they have the blossoming trees there as well. A lot of stores you can spend some time in and look around. They have food options now. Holland has really grown in the 50 years that I have been here in West Michigan. So thank you, Monica, for that. A couple more pictures from Monica showing we have some red tulips and some orange ones, and you can see they're just about ready to pop open just right about the right time of year. We've had average temperatures here since April 1st, and in fact, we've been a little bit cooler than average here over the past 5 days or so, and so that's kept the tulips looking fresh and beautiful. It is a great tulip time, and there's so much to do out there. I may head over there myself. Monica is sharing with us pictures of multicolored tulips. And also we have here De Swan, of course, the swan, the windmill. The top of that blade, when it's spinning and up at the top there, is about 12 stories high. So that is an authentic windmill, which was transported here from the Netherlands, and is a great sight to see. That is out at Windmill Island, and a lot of people will be out there. Okay, we have voting coming up. Now, this is kind of interesting. Did you know that there were special elections today? I did not, but they kind of tend to, I don't know if I can say this, kind of put these elections on days that we don't have presidential elections, where we just have the school election here. There are proposals and operating millages out there. I know Allendale has a proposal, and I would assume that there's a few more in our area as well. But if you are voting, you can go to your local township or county jurisdiction and find out if there's a vote there, and what the millages are about, and make a good effort to get out there and have your voice be heard. Okay, who is my favorite teacher? Teacher Appreciation Day. I had a lot of great teachers. I really did. I even going back into elementary school, and I could go through a lot of. Mrs. Pettinger was our kindergarten teacher. She had 47 students at one point in time in one kindergarten class, with mother's helpers who would come in and do that. And she was an absolute saint. She was also the church organist, and she would really get into it on a Sunday. We'd turn around and go, wow, who's playing that? Sounds like one of the popular teen groups or something like that playing. That was Mrs. Pettinger. I had Mrs. Kruger in third grade, and those are the best grades I got in my entire life was in third grade. I had pretty much all A's. I think I got a couple of A- in there, but she was the most patient teacher ever, and really knew how to keep order in the school and still be your friend. My favorite teacher, though, was my ancient histories high school teacher, Miss Morrow. And why would it be ancient history? I went into that class thinking, uh-oh, here we go again. Darius the Mede, Cyrus, Alexandria, we're going to go through all of this again, and this is going to be so boring. And she made that material just absolutely come alive. Just really neat. And she retired and lived well into her 90s. But Miss Morrow was my favorite teacher growing up, who just really knew how to inspire students, and I learned a lot. I still remember Darius the Mede. Interesting. Well, we have one more picture here for you. What causes a double rainbow? The light reflects twice. And what's interesting, the colors are reversed in the interior rainbow of a double rainbow. So normally you see the red on the outside, and then it goes orange, yellow, green, blue, purple, and indigo. Do you know much about color? Color is kind of neat. There are 7 primary colors. There's red, orange, yellow, green, blue, purple, and indigo. Indigo is half between blue and purple. And I don't know if you know much about putting colors together, but if you put white and red together, you get pink. If you put red and purple together, you get the color called maroon. And the way to remember that is if there's a boat full of paint, red paint, and it collides with a boat full of purple paint, then the crew will be marooned. Old joke. Maroon. Get it? Okay. Anyhow, I know Michelle's going to hear this and she's going to go, oh, no. Oh, all right. But anyhow, this is from Elle, and send us a beautiful picture of a double rainbow here. One final thing I wanted to pass along. I think this is the last picture we have. I think, is that correct? I believe so. One more thing I want to pass along. Wood TV has a special on the Portage tornado. The anniversary of that is Thursday, May the 7th. And you might want to check that out at 7 o'clock in the evening. The team will do a great job with telling you about that rather substantial EF2 tornado that came through our area. I thought their coverage was outstanding. In fact, everybody was pretty much on this. And it's really a testimony that we have really very few fatalities and serious injuries with tornadoes because of the fact that people know where to go when there's a tornado coming. And you can really see a difference between the present time and back in the early part of the 20th century when there were a lot more fatalities from tornadoes. But thank you again for staying with us here until the end. I hope you have yourself a fantastic day.